Charles Edwards. I'm the Vice President of Credit Operations here at SRS Distribution and Heritage family of companies. So a little bit about me. I've been over 20 years in the trade credit space. I joined SRS Distribution about 3 years ago, and I joined as our Director of Credit Operations. I joined the team really because I've had a passion for using technology and different resources available to us through companies like Vectran to innovate in the space. When we first joined, the company was actually still doing most of their ticket releases manually. So that meant that when we had a customer coming into our stores or counters, they were literally having to contact someone in the credit department in order to get those orders released so we could service the customer and get them out the door. So that was causing not only delays for our customers and our sales folks in the field, but it was also taking up a lot of the time from our credit team. It's a very important part of what we do to give the customer a good experience. So anytime you have a real-time moment like that, it is a stop what you're doing and focus on getting the customer out the door and taken care of. So because of that, we have a large credit team who adds a ton of value for the organization doing, a variety of different things, but their time was being eaten up because they're being chained to their computers, having to focus on releasing orders for our customers in the field. So fortunately, one of the things that I loved about SRS and Heritage family of companies is we have a very high appetite for innovation and applying technology to solve problems. So we pretty quickly identified that this was a problem that we could solve with technology. And our first attempt at that was not with Vectran. We actually worked with our IT innovation team, and using bots and RPA, we were able to develop a pretty effective solution that started to automate by the end of it around a third of these orders that were getting released. But it had a lot of limitations. So we knew that that was progress, but if we really wanted to solve this problem, we needed a tool that was going to be a lot more robust. So fast forward about another year, and we started getting into talks with Vectran, who we've been longtime partners with. And one of the things we love about them is they love to hear about our problems and then partner with us to develop solutions to solve them. So we worked with them and came up with a concept that then evolved into what we have today, which is a system for developing models that allow you to apply logic to release these orders in real time. So that came with a number of advantages over the RPA that we were using, because not only was it a lot more robust, you have a lot more variables to choose from, so you can have more complex and dynamic logic to cover more scenarios, but it also gives you the ability to write multiple models. So instead of being stuck with one or two bots, depending on the number of licenses we had a virtually unlimited number of models that we could write. So then we're able to layer those on top of each other to account for more and more of these scenarios. So through this, we were actually able to get at least a 20% improvement in the number of these orders that were getting auto-released. So at this time, we're about half of the orders are getting released through automation. Another great feature of it, though, is it gives you a lot of reporting. So we were able to track, the data. We were able to see which orders were getting released and which ones weren't. And because it was so easy to pull all of this data, we were able to then apply analysis to it to figure out more scenarios. And because the Vectran product is all highly configurable, it was very easy for us to experiment, trying new things and constantly adjusting our logic to improve the models and improve the percentage of these orders that were getting auto-released. So I'm very happy to say that today, as many as 3/4 of these orders are getting released in real time by automation that we've developed over the last couple of years without a person having to touch these orders at all. So it's a massive advantage for our teams, because something that was before really not adding a tremendous amount of value, just this sort of repetitive act of sifting through all of these orders and releasing the ones that were easy to release, looking for those needles in a haystack where something actually had to be done. We're able to push that, 60, 70 plus % of the easy ones through the automation, freeing up a great amount of their time so they can just focus on the ones that truly need attention. So that would be sort of the direct labor savings. But I think even better than that is there's a really large indirect value here. And what I mean by that is we're looking at these orders in the tens of thousands, multiple tens of thousands, and that is affecting a lot of customers. So if you can say a customer experience that used to be, I go to a counter, I try to place an order, and I have to wait for something to happen on the back end before I can, pick up my material and get out the door and on my way. Even a 5-minute, God forbid, 10, 15-minute delay, that's going to have a big impact on that customer. So fast forward to using the Vectran bots, now that experience is virtually seamless. I mean, they have no idea this is even happening on the back end. All they know is they are getting in, they are getting taken care of, and they are getting out the door. So that customer experience is equally as valuable as the time savings, because at the end of the day, SRS and Heritage, our primary goal is to give that customer the best experience, get them what they need, add value, and get them out the door so that they can go out there and service their customer.